Hey, what's up guys, it's Kazooie here and welcome to episode 6 of Skill into Glory Season 2. And in the previous episodes we managed to complete the final challenges with the Master Skill Squad. And that means we're going to be moving on to the second Silver 5-star skiller, that is Jordan Botaka. I used him quite a bit this year, so I'm looking forward to play some games with him. The first challenge is score 3 goals with Botaka, the second one is score 3 skill goals, the third one is get the Man of the Match award with Botaka 2 times, the fourth one is score a fancy goal, the fifth one is penny your opponent before scoring, and the sixth and final one is win 5 games. So those are all the challenges. Now we're going to move on to the team. I decided to go with the 4-3-3 formation, the third variation. And in goal we have a Ghanaian goalkeeper from the MLS, Kawarasi or something. I'm not really too sure how you pronounce it. It's a hero player who looks pretty okay. Then on 2 centre backs we have a perfect link between Bessler and Opara. I used him so many times in FIFA 15. Absolutely love them. Then the right back we have Elmo Amadi. Used him quite a bit as well. I think I used him for a squad builder and actually quite liked him. Left back we have a 4-star skiller, that is Carlinhos from Sao Paulo, who nicely links up with Wellington. Doesn't have 4-star skills, but looks like a pretty nice defensive kind of mid. Then as a centre mid we have a 4-star skiller, that is Davies. Doesn't really have the great stats for more of a cam player, I guess. Only 59 shooting, but hopefully can do well for us. Then we got Diame, who looks like an absolute tank of a silver player. Really awesome. Left wing we have Fernandinho. Used him quite a bit as well with the Master Skill Squad as sort of a super sub, and I decided to use him in this team as well. Then the striker we have Inform Thomas Ince, who has 4-star skill moves, 81 pace, 75 shooting and 80 dribbling, and hopefully can score some cool goals with him. He also does it a flair trait. And then the right winger of course is Jordan Botaka, the 5-star skiller that it is all about. He only scored 3 goals for me in 19 games. It's sort of similar to what we have with the challenge, hence why I also went with that challenge. Scored 3 goals in 15 games, but hopefully we can do a lot better. But anyway, if you're interested in the team, there will be a link in the description down below. Then we're going to move on to the kits. I decided to go with 2 kits from the MLS, from New England and also from Colorado Rapids, both the away kits. Then we're going to be moving on in what will be the first game of the episode. We come up against a full Ipswich team, and you can see right there it was just sort of a decent looking team, like not really the greatest silver team or something, but I've said this so many times before in my Skill into Glory series and just in other videos as well. I find it so difficult to play against full club teams, and this was just another prime example. Like, this guy was actually really good at playing FIFA as well. Like some people just have like those insane teams with Ronaldo, Messi, but they're not really that great, and you kind of beat them easily. But for some reason it's just like whenever you play against someone with a full club team, they just seem to be really good at the actual game itself. I'm not really too sure what it is, but yeah, it was the same again this game. Anyway, we start things off really nice there with Botaka with some fantastic skill moves and a lovely weak foot finish into the top corner, picking up his first goal in the team and also the first skill goal in total. So really nice start to this game. But even though it was kind of the first chance, I was still kind of like nervous when I played against this guy, because he already had like 2 really big chances at the start of the game, which we got really lucky at. Towards the end of the first half, he got himself another chance, not really the greatest finish, but again, this guy was just simply dominating me. At most of the chances, he was just really unlucky when it came to actually finishing them off. Then in the 52nd minute, straight after that actually sort of chance he had in the second half, we actually gave away a silly penalty. I think I came a little bit too early in with the tackle, and he stepped up for the penalty, and he does make it 1-1, which was more than deserved. I felt we got quite lucky actually with that goal with Botaka, but still was a really awesome one to start off the game. Anyway, towards the end of the first half, we picked up a free kick there with Thomas Ince. I decided to go with something different. We crossed it in there to Botaka, goes with a shot. A really nice save there from his goalkeeper. Then I tried to cross it back in there with Opara, trying to reach for Thomas Ince, but his goalkeeper ended up clearing it away. Then we move in the 90th minute towards my opponent there on the ball yet again. We managed to sort of intercept it with Opara, and I pass it back to my goalkeeper. And look at that sort of skill. I don't know what it is, but he completely like hit the ball with his hand. Usually it's of course a free kick, I think, because he like got the ball back from his own player. But you can see right there, once again, we got really lucky. I think he hit the post for the second time in this game. And yeah, in general, we just got really lucky. The stats don't really reflect how the game went though, because I think usually when you hit the post, the kind of stats don't really show up properly, because I think if you hit the post, that actually doesn't really count as a shot on target or as a normal shot. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I think it is, because like it looked really even though it was not even. Like, he was just a better player. But you can see right there in the penalty shootout, we actually started off really great. We saved actually 2 of his penalties. That was us to step up for the final penalty, but we missed it. He actually saved it. And then we have one more chance here with our final player actually does step up for it. Is of course Thomas Ince, who goes with the penalty, goes with the starter penalty actually, and then we put it into the back of the net and we secured the win. win. And in my opinion, as I mentioned, I think it was just undeserved. Even though the stats were massively in our favor, we also got the man of the match with Botaka, by the way, which was awesome to see. But you can see the stats were in our favor. 7 shots on target, 12 in total, which was kind of weird to see, especially because I felt my opponent was playing much better. Anyway, we're going to move on into the second game. And guess what? We once again come up against a full club team. This time a full Stoke City team. With some pretty good players, especially Arnautovic and Shaqiri. And this guy was also a subscriber, which was kind of fun to see as well. But anyway, we start things off with Elamo Amadi. I decided to cross it in. He doesn't really have great skill moves, so that was kind of the only thing we kind of had to do. Great save there from his goalkeeper, though. The 17th minute, he goes for a long shot there with Arnautovic. My goalkeeper saves. Then from the rebound, he gets a diving header in with Bojan, but it just went wide. Then at 20th minute, I tried to go for something fancy with Botaka. I tried to go for a low cross after that nice skill combo. Unfortunately, his goalkeeper came out. The 35th minute, he picks the ball up there with Bojan after a terrible goal kick from my goalkeeper. And we do concede the first goal. Kind of unnecessary, I felt. Then 45th minute, we gave away a free kick on the edge of the box. I wasn't really too sure what he was going to do. He went with the free kick with Shaqiri, and yeah, he puts it in, makes it 2-0. And you can see from my wall, it was not really the greatest wall, I think. I think I put it a little bit too far to the right-hand side for him, which was a bit unlucky. But anyway, into the second half, we start off really nice with Fernandinho. A lovely skill run. I actually thought I penaled him twice, but I actually went into the instant replay mode after the game. And I noticed it was not a penalty. We did shot through his defender's legs though, but I'm not going to count it as a penalty goal. Then we continue on 73rd minute. Some great skill moves there once again with Botaka. We do play it on through to Diame. I tried to go for the 1-2 there with him, with Thomas Ince. Unfortunately, it kind of messed up, and we sort of got a bad touch on it with Botaka. The 75th minute, I decided to make some changes. Bring on Ballerina. Nice run down the left-hand side. We pass it off to Nathan, who was also a sub, and he does make it 2-2. We are completely back into the game. And that's how the 90 minutes ended. And once again, we had to go into extra time. This time, though, was a little bit more exciting than the previous game where we went straight into a penalty shootout. We got a chance there with Nathan again. Then we move on in the 96th minute towards the end of the first half of extra time. We got a chance there with Thomas, and it's a good save there from his goalkeeper. Then he tried to clear it away. We intercept it with Wellington. Then we pick it up with Nathan, or at least sort of. And we sort of get fouled. Wasn't really too sure it was a free kick because I didn't really saw that much going on. Anyway, we picked up a free kick and had sort of a tactic in mind since he had a player on the line. We went with a fake shot. We passed it off to Thomas Ince. Went with a first time shot and we actually put it into the back of the net. A really, really awesome way to actually score a free kick. I saw my opponent, I think from a couple episodes ago, actually try to do it. And I figured I would try it myself, and it actually worked out first time, which was really, really awesome to see. Then you can see right there, one at first minute, we got another chance with Bellerin. Unfortunately, that went wide. But still, we ended up winning the game, which I was really, really happy with, because overall it was just a really fun game to play. And yeah, we picked up our second win in total, which was awesome to see as well. Then we move on to what will be the final game of the episode. We come up against a really, really strong Brazilian looking team with a couple of informers and also Neymar. And we start things off in the 3rd minute with Thomas Ince. I tried to go for a rainbow flick, and after 3 minutes we already picked up a penalty. And it is of course the main man who stops up for it, Botaka, and he finished it off, puts it into the back of the net. Makes it 1-0 in this game after only a few minutes, and picks up his second goal in total as well. Then only a few minutes later or so, we managed to intercept the ball really, really quickly after he actually had the kickoff with Fernandinho. Then all of a sudden he decided to kick the ball forward. I don't really know why, because like there was not even a player there. But then he pressed start, and I knew it was going to happen. He decided to rage quit really early on into the game. And since it was really early on into the game, we didn't get a match rating, so we can't really see if Botaka actually got man of the match. I think if he played a couple more minutes, he probably would have gotten a rating. Unfortunately, that didn't happen though, since it was that early into the game. Also, we actually picked up a rage quit, the first one in the series, and since it was in the first half, that means it actually doesn't really count towards how many games we have left. You can see it right there. We have actually 13 left, even though we technically played 3. That is also how we actually did it last year, and I'm probably just going to stick to that, I think. We actually scored 2 goals so far with Botaka, which is pretty decent as well. Then we move to the challenges. You can see right there, we haven't completed any so far, but I think we're actually doing pretty well, I think, after 3 games. But anyway, guys, that's where we're going to be ending off this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then make sure to leave a like. Would be very much appreciated. So I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.